Number 11.
We have the start
Junior
of
midfielder,
the game. We have
Jace
lineups
Kruger.
being announced right now. We'll let the PA announcer take
Number
over.
12. Sophomore defender, Clayton Ogilvy. Number 13. Senior defender, Ray Morgan. Number 14. Freshman forward, Coley Schrichty. Number 15. Junior midfielder, Kate Kruger. And finally, freshman forward, number 16, Trent Bell. The Loyola Rams are coached by Eric Conzen and assisted by Braden Byrne. And now for your Frenchtown Bronx. Number 1, starting forward, junior, Braden Simpson. Number 2, senior midfielder, Adam Kraus. Number 3, starting forward, junior, Mason Palin. Number 4, starting midfielder, junior, Cole Westrom. Wearing 5, starting midfielder, junior, Henry Gibbs. Senior midfielder, starting at wearing number 6, Coulter Zandy. Number 7, sophomore midfielder, Bodie Bocom. Starting with number 8, junior midfielder, Jeff Jacobs. Senior starting defender, number 9, Mediah Morin. Sophomore defender, number 10, Sean Rohde. Number 11, sophomore midfielder, Jeremy Velasquez. Freshman midfielder, number 12, Matthew Kleinsmith. Starting with number 14, a junior defender, DeMarcus Mua. Number 15, a senior forward, Juan Balio. Number 16, a junior midfielder, Lars Oiker. 18, a freshman defender, Alexi Stauffer. Wearing 20, a freshman midfielder, Dane Lackner. 21, sophomore defender, Smokey Stoker. Number 22, junior midfielder, Jorge Cruz. And starting in net this evening, a senior goalkeeper, Dawson Leishman. Your head coach is Mark Spencer. Today's officials at center, Nathan Boone. Assistant referees, Austin Davis and Mark Trainer. Good luck, gentlemen.
Alrighty, so that is your entire squads for both sides, the Rams and the Frenchtown Bronx. Senior day here at Frenchtown High School. This is the last regular season game for the Rams.
In the senior tents for senior night tonight, there are some items that can be signed, some notes of goodwill and good wishes for our seniors tonight. If you would make your way over there, if you wish to say something, those will be available throughout the game. Good luck.
Alrighty, we get set to go for today's match between the Frenchtown Bronx and the Loyola Rams. The Loyola Breakers getting the game won 5-1 over the Lady Bronx. So now it is the boys' turn. The field here in Frenchtown at the Frenchtown High School Sports Complex runs east to west, will be left to right. The Bronx will defend the eastern goal, while the Rams will have the western goal. Loyola wearing their white jerseys, white tops, white bottoms with a navy blue number on the front and back and a Columbia blue name. The Bronx, they've got black shorts. They've got the orange and black stripes. Rams will have the ball to start the first half. There is the whistle. The clock is ready to roll, and we are underway here at Frenchtown High School for our second game of the day. And it will be Frenchtown controlling, bringing it to the near side and down the sideline. Fed inside, controlled by Mediah Morin, and Kirkus will have the steal. Mercado Laundry now down the near side, and Morin will touch it out of bounds. Morin with the throw-in right in front of us on the near box. Ogilvie will step in front of it inside of the box. A duel with Coulter Zandy, and it's going to roll over the end line. Goal kick coming. Kaleva has a gray jersey over his normal orange keeper's vest. And Leishman wearing his gold keeper jersey. Short kick picked up by Simpson. Fed ahead. Jace Lechner with a header to Burns. Burns at midfield on the near side. It's still in the Rams side of the field, the right side of the field, the western side of the field. Out of bounds, and Frenchtown will have the throw-in now. Down the near sideline, intended for number 15. I don't have 15 on my sheet, so we'll just call him number 15. Fed in and in between the legs of Morin, and it's fed out of bounds. Frenchtown with the throw-in. Morin with the throw-in right outside the box. It'll be a short throw to Jeff Jacobs. And Morin receives it back. It'll be between the legs of Laundry, out of bounds, and Frenchtown will have the throw-in. A short throw to number 15. Fed to the box. Burns is there. Burns will turn it, and Burns clears it up to midfield, where it is collected by Jeremy Velasquez of Frenchtown. To the center of the field, Jace Kruer will pick it up. Good tap inside to Burns. Burns now clears it wide, and now it's Kovics down the near sideline, out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for Frenchtown just on the eastern side of the field, the Frenchtown defending side of the field. Burns with a header to send it back out, and Frenchtown will move 10 yards up the line to rethrow. Quick throw, number 15 picks it up. He'll stall, has Kirkus in front of him. Kirkus with some good footwork, but it is 15. Back to the middle of the field to Morin, and we get a whistle. And they're going to say this is against the Rams. Kick to be taken by Cole Westrom on the near side of the box. He'll feed it across the top of the box. Burns gets a toe on it, which gets it to Konzen. Konzen feeds it to Jace Kruer. Jace now with one on, has it taken off by the number 15 as he crosses midfield. And the Bronx will drop it all the way back to Gibbs on their side of the field. Deep on top of the box, a clearing shot will roll out of bounds. And Kovics will have the throw-in on the near sideline in Bronx territory. He goes short to Jace Kruer. Jace now on the sideline. Tried to go between the legs of the defender, but the defender picks it up, and Burns will have the roll sent to the end line. Jace Kruer is there. Konzen picks it up on the edge of the box, sends it into the box, but a deflection will clear it out, and number 15 will pick it up for Frenchtown. Here's Burns. Konzen outside to Burns. Burns to the top of the box between the legs of Burns and Jace Kruer. Jace will go to the top of the box, a header, and Sant will chase it down. And it'll roll over the end line. A corner kick will come, our first one of the game, and it will be at the feet of the Rams. And Will Burns will trot over there to take the kick. Burns sets it up. It is on the southeast flag. Cleared free. Chased down by Morgan on the far side. He tries to get it ahead, but this is going to go out of bounds. The sun will probably set on us here before the game is over, as we've reached that time of year, and with some clouds on the western horizon, it may darken things up here. Temperature dropping quickly. Beautiful sunny day here in Frenchtown. This one's fed ahead, a good header, but Burns collects the reflection. Oh, that's Jace Kruer. He's got Conzen one step ahead of him. Tries to get it to the outside. Chased down, and it's Frenchtown to pick it up. Morin will feed it to the middle of the field. Ogilvie will pick up the pass, and it's fed ahead to Jace. This one's sent to Conzen. Conzen with a flick to Jace Kruer. Ogilvie is there. Conzen is there. Leishman with a good save. And Frenchtown will set up the goal kick. Here's the goal kick off the far box, and it lands right at the feet of Cade Kruer. And outside on the run, Sant trying to center it up, but stepping in is DeMarcus Moa to clear it out of the box. Now here's Conzen with a good chip, and Leishman with the save. Frenchtown had the win at Roland Field just a few weeks ago. And this one will actually be whistled for offsides. So a free kick coming inside the box of the Bronx. Good kick to midfield. Ogilvie will have the header to keep it in Frenchtown territory, out of bounds, and the Frenchtown Bronx will have a throw in at midfield on the far sideline. Short throw, a header to flick it ahead. Ogilvie is there to duel, but Coulter Zandy to the outside. Touched off a ram, and the Bronx will have the throw in. Down the near sideline. There is Simpson, and a good job by Ogilvie to clear this one out of bounds. And Frenchtown to throw in once again, this time just off of the Ram bench. The Rams having the western bench, as this one will be thrown into the far corner. Good step, but not able to keep it out of bounds, and a goal kick coming. Braden Simpson for the Bronx there. So Colevo will have the goal kick. Sets it up on the far corner of the inner keeper box. High chip down the far sideline. Cade is there. Cade Kruer with a step outside to Morgan. Morgan gives it back to Cade. Cade tries to chip it ahead, but a good deflection by Jeff Jacobs of Frenchtown, and Frenchtown will control it in their end of the in the Bronx Ram end of the territory. And a roller to the outside. Colevo will collect. Oh, it's Juan Bobbio that is wearing that number. I've got him listed under a different number. So thank you very much to Mark Richardson, who's listening in South Carolina. His son Trad, a alumni of this Frenchtown soccer squad, playing baseball at Layson. Frenchtown now having to defend, and it's cleared to midfield to the bubble. So number 15 will mark that as Juan Bobbio. And it's not Bobbio, it is Babbio. At midfield, now to the near side. It's Morin. Morin with run. He's got lots of space. He's got one to beat. Morin to the top of the box, and he's pushed off the ball, and we'll get a whistle. Will this go against Frenchtown or Loyola? And it will be against Frenchtown, as Morin was a little bit aggressive with the elbow. Cleared and picked up by Frenchtown. Ogilvie now to the outside. Ogilvie with a low pass down the far sideline and very aggressively picked up by Frenchtown, and we're going to have offsides on Simpson. So Ogilvie will collect the ball from behind the flag. And set up the kick 15 yards up from the corner, the far corner of the goal box. Here's Ogilvie, a slow roller. Jace Kruer is there. Kruer with some good footwork, and we get a whistle. And this is going to go against Cole Westrom. Whistle a little tight here at Frenchtown High School. Kicked into the box, but cleared by Frenchtown very quickly at midfield, and it's Simpson. Simpson has a runner on the far side. They'll feed it ahead to the runner, and offsides is number 8, Jeff Jacobs. Just a step too far. Loyola's defensive line doing a good job of holding that offsides line, and taking the kick will be Isaac Mercado Landry. Short volley. Burns clears it to the outside. Kovics into the box. Konzen is there. Chips it ahead to Jace. Now it's Kovic, and this one will bounce over the end line. And Leishman will have the goal kick. Substitution coming for the Rams as Hudson Kovics comes off. And trying to see the number on the young man that just came in. That is number 16, Trent Bell, a 5'8" freshman forward. Goal kick to midfield, a header by Babbio, and it's sent back in by Jacobs. Here's Morin. Morin with a good dribble, but out of control over the end line, and we'll have a goal kick coming now for the Rams. So Kaleva set to do the goal kick. Here's Kaleva with the boot off the near corner. Finds Jace Kruer. Kruer covered up immediately by Babbio. And Babbio to control. Babbio and Kruer will duel. Jace now comes up with it. Morin steps in, and on the near sideline, Kruer will continue against 2. And Kruer gets around the defenders. Now to the middle of the field at midfield. Stops. He's challenged. Kruer's challenged by Westrom. And trying to switch fields, but it's picked up. Now on the run is Mason Palin. And pushed ahead, but too far for Simpson. And it's Kaleva picking it up on the roll. High, short drop kick by Kaleva, a header out of bounds, and the Rams will have a throw-in in front of their own bench on the far sideline. Scoreless here at Frenchtown High School between the Rams and the Bronx. Final regular season game for the Rams. Good throw by Konzen will send Jace. Jace will be taken off the ball. Good defensive play by Jeremy Velasquez of the Bronx. And a corner kick will come with Burns set to volley. Burns with the volley, short, high, need out of the box. Morgan plays up on it, but it's Simpson to control. Simpson has a runner. Simpson with one in Palin. Palin picked up by Ogilvie, and Ogilvie smartly touches it out of bounds, allowing the Ram defense to set up. Very quickly thrown in. Kirkus will step up and clear it to midfield, but it's the Bronx who have the touch. Burns takes it off the toe, and switching fields. We've got Konzen on the run with one to beat. Konzen will line it up, and Konzen will get it in the back of the net, and the Rams are on the Fast Trip Conoco board first. Konzen finding the hole in the dive by Leishman, right under the armpit of Leishman as he dove down on the ball. Rams 1, Bronx 0. Frenchtown with a long drop, switching to the outside to Palin. Palin feeds it to the middle of the field, too much on the touch, and Burns will collect the pass. Morgan trying to clear it upfield, but it's whiffed out of bounds. Frenchtown to throw in at midfield. Palin. And Morgan will step up, giving Cade Kruer the opportunity to find the deflection. Kruer now with 2 on. Ogilvie to the middle of the field to Burns. Burns will turn and now sends it ahead. And it will have to be a run down, and it's picked up by Henry Gibbs. Gibbs plays it upfield and collected by Babbio. And Mercado Landry kicks it out of bounds. Frenchtown will throw in. Taking the throw is Gibbs down the near sideline to Babbio, and it's off the knee of Morin. Throw in at midfield for the Rams. Landry. Jace Kruer will juggle it along the near sideline and kicks it out of bounds. Throw in coming on the near sideline. Ogilvie with a high chip. Bell sends it ahead. Jace Kruer with 1 on. Picked up and controlled, and now Cade Kruer will have it. A little bit too much play on the ball for the style of soccer that I have played in the past. We played a lot of pass and little limited dribble. Now it's Jeff Jacobs upfield. Jeff Jacobs around 1 defender. Kirkus steps in, and now it's booted by Morin, and Kaleva will let it roll to him at the top of the box. Here's Kaleva with the drop kick from the top of the box. High driving kick over midfield. It's headed deeper into Bronx territory by Westrom. Chased down and cleared. And Morin will come to the near sideline at midfield. Switching fields. Palin on the far side. Now it's a feed, and on the outside. Good job by the Ram defender there as it's touched out of bounds. It'll roll over the end line. Coulter Zandy, and they're going to say that is a goal kick coming. So Kaleva will set it up on the far corner of the inner keeper box. Right-footed boot down the far sideline. Cade Kruer with a head to flick it ahead, but it is controlled by Palin. Palin too much on the touch out of bounds. And we'll have substitutions as Colby Schrichty will be subbed off. And it looks like Cade Sant is in now. Simpson to control the throw-in. Jacobs will take the behind the back pass, and it is Ogilvie to take him off the ball. Fed outside to Bell. Bell feeds it ahead to Jace. Jace Kruer in the middle of the field at the bubble. Now it's Burns. Burns tries to send Cones in, but Frenchtown controls out of bounds, and Loyola will have the throw-in at midfield on the other side of the field. Here's Morgan with the throw, and a header by Jacobs boots it back out of bounds, and the Rams will move 10 yards up. This time it'll be Conzen to take it. Conzen with a deep throw down the far side. He's got Jace Kruer on the run. Defending is DeMarcus Moa. A deflecting kick. Burns is there, but it's the Frenchtown defense. Conzen comes up with the bouncer, and it's now cleared out once again by Westrom. On the far sideline, Ogilvie will collect. Morgan, and Morgan is beat by Simpson. Trying to go to the middle of the field to Babbio, who was on the run, but Kirkus sticks a foot in to stop the run. Now Jacobs feeds it, collected by Mercado Landry. Landry crosses midfield on the near side, goes to the middle of the field to Jace. He's got Bell now. Bell with a touch on it. Bell pushes forward, and picked up and on the run, controlled by Jeremy Velasquez of Frenchtown. Morin at midfield. Burns gets a toe on it, but Frenchtown controls. Simpson will have the run. Simpson having Ogilvie to beat. Ogilvie gets a foot on it. Kaleva will come out and a collision. And a goal kick coming. Danny Kaleva, a little bit of a risk taker as a keeper. He'll come out and slide on the running player. You got to have nerves of steel and veins full of ice to be a keeper. And Kaleva definitely has that. We'll see him in the basketball season for the Loyola Rams. Substitution as Bell comes off. Tomazelli will come in now. And that will be Yayo Tomazelli. Cade Kruger controlling, drops it back to Morgan. Morgan up the far sideline, controlled by Moa, DeMarcus Moa for Frenchtown. DeMarcus will have the throw in front of his own bench on the far side. He's wanting somebody to give him something, and now finally Simpson will step in there to give him the throw. Simpson with a back flick. Moa is there. Ogilvie will chase. Played wide and collected by Morin. There's Tomazelli to take Morin off the ball. Plays it to the middle to Burns, but it's collected very quickly by Western. Out of bounds. Rams in the lead on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, 1-0. Here's Morgan, and Jace Kruger will head it right back to him in front of the Ram bench on the far sideline. Jace Kruger now collects it at midfield, sends it ahead. Conzen on the run. He'll have to beat DeMarcus, and DeMarcus smartly uses the 12th man and puts it out of bounds. Here's the throw by Conzen into the box. Leishman is there, and Burns and Leishman will collide. Burns going down. Dawson Leishman 6'4", Will Burns 5'6", so almost a full foot giving up there by Burns, but he plays like he's 7 feet tall. A whistle, and the Rams will have a free kick on the far sideline. It's chilled down enough where I am seeing my breath when I speak. The official pointing to where he wants the ball to go. And Burns sets up. Nope, it's going to be Jace Kruger. So Jace awaits the whistle, gets the point from the official. And here's the volley into the box. Conzen is there, backside, can't get a toe on it. It's going to roll over the end line, and a goal kick will come up for the Bronx. 16:50 left in the first half on the 5 Valley Auto clock. Here's a chip, comes across midfield. Simpson with the stall off the thigh. Deflection picked up by Morin in the middle of the circle at midfield. Morin with some good footwork around Jace, but Cade Kruger steps in, and Cade will send it up to his brother Jace. Jace with a little juggling act and goes wide, switching fields to the far side. This will be chased down the far side. Looks like it's going to end. It stays inside, or on inbounds. And DeMarcus Moa with the header out, and the Rams will set up a corner on the southeast flag. Burns to take it. I was just talking to Burns' dad just a few moments before the game started. Some of these Ram soccer players do double duty as football players. Burns one of them, and a trip to Deer Lodge would give Burns the opportunity. Here's the volley, and smartly Jacobs heads this one way out, and we'll have a throw in on the far side for the Rams. But Will Burns getting some time on the football field last week as a defensive back. Had his hands on a couple of picks, but just was not able to wrangle them in. Here's the throw by Conzen into the box. A header. It gets by the white jerseys, lots of orange jerseys. Jace Kruer at the top of the box. He'll drop it back, and Frenchtown will pick it up. Frenchtown now to clear, sent ahead. Ogilvie will have it at midfield. It'll deflect off of Simpson towards the sideline, and it's Mason Palin that will send Simpson ahead, and Simpson is offsides. Way back at midfield. Just under the 15-minute mark. It will be Alex Kirkus to take the offside kick in the middle of the field on the Rams side. Kirkus with a volley. Burns gets out of the way, played ahead to Jace. Jace with some footwork. Defender gets a foot on it from behind, and it's chased down. Burns will put it to the outside to Tomazelli. Tomazelli feeds it, and Frenchtown will have it on the run. Cade Kruer takes the Frenchtown player off the ball, but Morin will take the ball off of Burns, and now it's Mercado Laundry, and now on the run, sent ahead. It's Bobbio. Bobbio and Morgan will play it to the near sideline. This is going to roll out, and the Bronx will have a throw-in right in front of us. Substitutions set up for Frenchtown. Morin will come off, and Adam Kraus will come on. Kraus receives the throw-in. Short little volley. Conzen pushes Jacobs off the ball. Fed to Jace Kruner, and coming up with it is Western. Western will have the off-target shot. And Kaleva sets up the goal kick. We'll have Ram football tomorrow night as I follow the Rams to Eureka, Montana, a winter wonderland right now, from what I understand. Here's Kaleva, and Westrom will collect the goal kick. Westrom with one, he'll send it, and jumping on it is Kaleva. Hesitation by Babbio. I think if Babbio put a touch on it, there was a goal for Frenchtown, but he hesitated with Kaleva coming out, cutting off the angle. Drop kick by Kaleva will cross midfield in the middle of the field. It'll be played wide to the far side by Velasquez, collected by Frenchtown. Coming up is Morgan. Morgan whiffs on the kick, and Sant will have to backpedal. Now Cade Kruer outside to Sant. Sant not able to get a good foot on it, and it'll roll out of bounds. Loyola will have a throw-in in front of their own bench on the far side. We are losing sunlight here late in the day. Throw in. Headed out of bounds. Intended for Jace Kruer. And Velasquez clears it to the far sideline. Jace will duel, and it's out of bounds. Substitutions coming for both sides now. Trying to look for numbers of players that are coming on. The angle I have, so number 12 for Frenchtown, Matthew Kleinsmith, and number 4, Samuel Kale. Throw into the middle of the box by Conzen. It's cleared by Frenchtown, and Simpson will turn with 3 white jerseys in front of him. Fed ahead by Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith and Jacobs continue to duel to keep the ball in Bronk, and here's Jacobs. Jacobs at the top, and Kirkus with a shoulder. We get a whistle, and I believe Kirkus is going to be called for a push outside the box. Kirkus with just a little bit of a shove from behind. And this will be placed at the top of the box, 1 yard out. It'll be Jacobs to take it. Rams setting up a
Test.
4-man wall. As Frenchtown players mix in, and this one's in the back of the net. Jacobs will tie it up off the free kick. Tied at 1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And Kaleva didn't have a chance on that one. It came in hot and heavy. Kaleva about 2 seconds off, and the Rams will set up at midfield. Conzen will have the drop all the way back to Ogilvie. Ogilvie 10 yards outside of his own box. Now it's Jace Kruer, good flick behind his back. Goes wide to the near side to Kale. Kale crosses midfield on the near sideline. Touched out of bounds by Frenchtown. No, it's going to be off of Kale. And quickly with the throw is Henry Gibbs. Gibbs trying to get it to Kleinsmith. Mikado Laundry, and this one is going to be a Frenchtown throw-in. Kleinsmith will take it, and they're going to say he needs to back up. And a switch will be made where Gibbs will take the throw-in for Frenchtown, just up from midfield on the near side. Jacobs with a header to flick it into the box. It's going to roll into the box. Mercado Laundry will bring it to the near side. Kleinsmith, and it's touched out of bounds. Kleinsmith will have the throw-in 3 yards from the flag right near us. Quick throw to Jacobs. Jacobs lets it roll by. Goes to the middle of the field on the drop. Picked up by Zandy. Zandy on the far side, challenged by Conzen. Zandy now with time and space. He'll drop it back. Controlled by Westrom. And Burns will pick it up, but a toe. And now by Frenchtown, and now Mercado Landry will clear it deep into Frenchtown territory. Pass intended for Gibbs is out of bounds. Burns will have the throw-in. It's about midway between the flag and midfield on the near sideline. Jace Kruer feeds it to Cade. Cade will crack it, and this is going to be way off target. Had his toe facing the wrong direction. Had he had his toe a little bit on the inside, that might have been points for a goal for the Rams. Just like with baseball, when you throw the ball, wherever your toe is pointing, that's where the ball is going to go. Well, the same concept with soccer. Wherever you have your plant foot pointed, that's the direction the ball is going to go. Here's the goal kick. This one's going to be a booming kick to midfield. Jacobs with a header to flick it into Ram territory. Kirkus clears it to the near side. Out of bounds off of the Bronx. And Loyola will have the throw-in. Mercado Landry, nope, Conzen's going to come in and take the throw right at midfield on the near sideline. He's got Kale streaking as well as Jace Kruer down the near sideline. And Frenchtown will boot it back out of bounds. Rams will reset up, and this is even more dangerous as it's near the box, and Conzen has a cannon when it comes to throwing in. Here's the throw by Conzen. He's going to have a short one to Burns. Burns with a body on it. Kale comes up with it. Back out to Burns. Burns will set up like a corner, and this is going to be a whistle. They'll say Burns was offsides. Approaching halftime here at Frenchtown High School. Got the concession stand behind me, and the wind blowing east is covering me up with Berger, and this is going to be a whistle. Frenchtown will receive it. Booted into the box, a header, and it's going to roll to the far flag. Out of bounds, and a goal kick coming for the Rams. And Frenchtown will sub. 2 to come on. Coming off is Adam Kraus and Matthew Kleinsmith. And just trying to see the numbers. Babio coming in, as well as Morin. Here's Kaleva now with the kick. And Bobbio will receive it, but Landry will take him off the ball. Played inside to Burns. Morin is there. Kirkus whiffs on the clear. Morin and Kirkus duel, and it's Jacobs to pick up the scraps. Simpson is set ahead. Simpson inside the box. He'll take the shot. Kaleva pushes it off, and Morin trying to get the deflection. It's off the post, and it will be cleared out. Wow. The near post taking the hit. Burns to receive at midfield. Kaleva with his first save of the game. Ball will roll into the Ram box, and Kirkus will clear it to right in front of us. Bobbio to take the throw in just off the corner of the box, looking for Jacobs, and cleared out by Mercado Landry. Throw in will come from Gibbs on the near sideline. He's going to come down the sideline. Landry with a chest. Jacobs there, and Jacobs and Landry will put it out of bounds. Gibbs to reset on the throw. He never even made it back in bounds. Short throw looking for Morin. Morin with a tap on it. Burns is there. Traffic. Plays to the top of the box. Ogilvie, and Ogilvie will push. Finds Jace Kruer. Jace Kruer with the run. Jacobs is there. Kruer with some good footwork, but Jacobs with a toe on it. Kale outside to Burns. Burns to Stahl. And players run into each other. It's Jacobs to collect the loose ball. Jacobs now down the near sideline. Tries to play it to the inside, and Konzen smartly touches it out of bounds. Frenchtown will have the throw in on the near sideline. Short throw in to Westrom. Westrom will drop it back to Gibbs. Gibbs switching fields, going to the far side. Moa, DeMarcus Moa, dropped back. Moa will boot it ahead. Simpson is there on sides. Feeds it outside to Palin. Palin and Ogilvie in the box, and we'll see a corner coming. Nope, goal kick come for the Rams. Kaleva will set it up. Approaching the 2-minute mark. And we should have limited garbage time or bonus time, as this one will be headed at midfield. Bobbio to control, and Morin will chase it to the near side. Burns slides, and Morin drops it back to Gibbs. Gibbs now feeds it inside to Jacobs. Jacobs 10 yards outside the box. Good play by Kirkus, but it's collected by Westrom. A dual deflection, and Jacobs sends it into the box. And Kaleva will collect it. Drop kick by Kaleva will go to the far side to midfield. A header keeps it, or takes it deep. And Moa clears it to midfield. Westrom looking for Simpson, but a good play by Ogilvie. Westrom collects the deflection. It's played ahead, and Morgan has Simpson on. A header keeps it in the box. Simpson waits for the settle. Kirkus is there as well as Morgan. A deflection, a whiffed try, and now Morin will try to settle, and Kaleva picks this one up to stop the flow. Kaleva comes to the near corner of the box. A drop kick, which is going to be short of midfield. Konzen trying to get the header, but not able to get a head on it. And now Cade Kruer clears it to the Frenchtown half of the field. Put back into play. Jacobs gives it off to Bobbio. Kirkus will chase him down, and a deflection. We'll have a corner kick coming for the Bronx off of the northwest flag. Corner will be set up by Mason Palin. First one of the game for the Bronx. Here's Palin with the volley. Across the lip of the goal. Jacobs comes in for the header, but it's clear of Jacobs. To the top of the box. Burns settles, and Burns will boot it high out of the box to the far sideline. Moa comes up. It's fed ahead to Frenchtown. Konzen receives the deflection. Outside, and it's played ahead. Burns with a chest stall, but it's Westrom to come up with it. Westrom against Jace Kruer. Morgan steps in, and now Simpson has a run. Simpson's onside, tries to send it to the top of the box, but cleared out and collected by Zandy on the far side. Waiting for that halftime whistle. It's up to the official in the middle of the field, since we do have the clock stopped at 2 minutes. Loyola to throw in. Conzen down the far sideline from midfield. A header. Burns collects the header. Burns now sends it ahead. Has Cade Kruer. Cade on the far side, and it's cleared down the sideline. Conzen steps in. Conzen at the top of the box on the far corner. Good play by Velasquez. Velasquez will clear it out. Jace Kruer gives chase, as well as Burns. Bobbio sends it ahead, and it's Palin on the run. Palin switching fields, and Kale is there. It's dropped back and cleared back into Frenchtown zone, and there is our halftime whistle. Tied at 1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. We'll go to halftime between the boys as the sun is setting here in Frenchtown. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have your Montana Club halftime. You're listening to Loyola Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports
And as it
Network.
says on the Mark Your Insurance scoreboard.
Plonk. It's a unique bar and restaurant in Bozeman. It was a big financial decision to find the right bank for our growing business. We decided on Opportunity Bank of Montana. They have great mobile banking, which is good, because we're always on the go. I already had a home mortgage with them, with great interest rates. We met with Bert, our new banker, our friend, and now we have a second restaurant in Missoula. It was a great opportunity.
Warning! Warning! This is not a drill.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning! Warning! This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half price wash. Only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch. Your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Construction is tough work. Lonebro is an energy services company with more than 900 employees. Lonebro's third largest expense was health insurance.
Payne West partnered with Loyenbro to create a health and wellness program. Loyenbro built an in-house gym, and together we developed a biometric screening program.
Since initiating our program, our employees are happier, healthier, and more productive, and our costs are lower.
Payne West Insurance, a partner in the health of your business.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.fivevalleyAutosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are tied up at 1 apiece on the on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. The Loyola Rams won, the Frenchtown Bronx won. It is the final regular season game of the year for Loyola, as we will have postseason play starting next week, and as soon as we get the full schedule, we will post that on the MPSN website so you can see what teams are playing. That is the A and B, or the A/B, because both Big Fork and Loyola are the only Class B teams in soccer, so they play at the A level. We're at halftime here. Programming note, tomorrow night it's a trip to Eureka, Montana, as the Loyola Rams take on the Lincoln County Lions, undefeated. There's 3 teams in the state of Montana that are undefeated at Class B. That would be number 1, Fairfield, number 2, Lincoln County Lions, and number 3, Manhattan Tigers. The Rams falling to Manhattan and Manhattan and Fairfield, the only 2 losses for the Rams. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have your halftime stats. You're listening to Loyola Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Did your computer go down? Don't worry. Mike's Print and Copy has computer rentals available until you can get your computer replaced. In addition to computer rentals, Mike's has self-serve copiers so you can take care of your printing needs at your time. Do you have large-scale printing that needs to be done? From high-tech blueprints to large quantities, Mike's Print and Copy is your print store. Stop in and say hi to Mike at their new location at 1605 South Avenue West in Missoula. Mike's Print and Copy, proud sponsors of the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at MPSN406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
When your workout window is small, you don't want to travel far, wait for parking, and hope for an open machine. Let Fuel Fitness and Nutrition ignite your life with no waiting. Fuel has plentiful parking and 30,000 square feet of weight and cardio training equipment. When you want it, you'll get it at Fuel. Businesses, don't hesitate to sign up with Fuel. We have enough parking and equipment to handle your entire staff and 24/7 access so they can get in shape around work schedules. Ignite your life with no waiting at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition in the Holiday Village Shopping Center.
The Chris Stratton Show is Missoula's resource for local high school sports. Get fresh takes like...
How does it feel to be the senior now?
It's kind of crazy, honestly. It's weird having people above me and then this...
Get the rest of the show by downloading the podcast on iTunes or at www.thechrisstrattonshow.com.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. We're going to get back into the action 3 minutes ahead of schedule. With the setting sun, the officials want to get this game going and get the kids out of here at a decent time. So Frenchtown will have the ball to start the second half. And we just wait the official now. There's the whistle. Frenchtown now defending the western goal, going right to left. Morgan to clear it to the near side. DeMarcus Moa to chase it down. Between the legs of Konzen. Konzen And it'll be touched out of bounds. Loyola will have the throw-in. Coneson to do the throw-in on the near sideline, just about 20 yards up from where we're standing to the east. And Moa with a header to clear it out. And Coneson will move closer to the box for the throw-in. Coneson sets up. Right off the corner of the box. Here's the throw by Coneson. It is deep into the box. A header, and Leishman will collect it out of the air. Leishman with a drop kick at the top of the box, crosses midfield. The deflection picked up by Cade Kruer. Two defenders there in Simpson, or two Bronx, I should say, in Simpson and Westfall. It's Simpson to come up with it. Simpson will feed it ahead. Jacobs now turns. He's got Ogilvy in front of him. Jacobs now to the outside. Palin will set up. Palin inside the box, across the lip of the box, and this one's whiffed. Chased down by Babbio. And a whistle. And it looks as though we'll get a free kick on the far side in favor of the Rams. No, they say offsides. And it'll be Juan Babbio to pick up the offsides call. So Kaleva to midfield, and it's Simpson to take it. Simpson will have the shot off target to send it right back at Kaleva. And it was the second half for the Bronx at Rollin Field where everything opened up. And the Bronx came away with the big win. Fed outside, here's a crack, and Kaleva will collect it on the roll. Kaleva now with a drop kick. This one will come to midfield. It's Westfall to get a toe on it first. Jacobs controls. Jacobs in the middle of the field, goes wide to the near side, switching fields to Palin. Palin into the near corner of the flag. He's got Sant and Morgan there to defend, and it'll be taken off by Burns. Burns sends it ahead, continuing to challenge. Coulter Zandy there for Frenchtown. Babbio and a deflection off of Kirkus. Frenchtown continues to control with Westrom. Kirkus with a kick to midfield. Jace Kruer, and we get a whistle. And this will go against Frenchtown. Burns to take it just inside Ram territory in the bubble. He'll go short to Morgan. Morgan will send it ahead. And battling is Sant, or dueling is Sant. Burns will stick a foot in there, but Frenchtown controls with Zandy. And Ogilvy will send it back in. A block out and sent wide to Burns. Burns lets it roll between his legs, and Zandy will push him off the ball. No whistle. Sant is there, and Western keeps it. Now it's Jace Kruer. Jace Kruer will dribble to the top of the box. Westrom using some elbow to get to the ball. Burns now. Burns sets up Coneson. Cade Kruer, top of the box, a chip into Coneson. Coneson with one on. Coneson with a flick, and defender is there. And we get a deflection. This one's going to roll over the end line, and they're going to say corner kick coming for the Rams. And let's see who's going to take the corner. It'll be Cade Kruer. So Cade setting up on the southwest flag. Here's the volley to the top of the box. Coneson comes in with a header. Burns is there. Frenchtown battles to get it out. Burns with a shot. Sant with a chipper. Jacobs is going to head it. Burns will chase it down to the corner of the box and drops it back to Morgan. Morgan with a volley high to the front of the box. Westrom with a header, and it's settled by Palin. Sent ahead for Babbio. He's just got Ogilvy to beat as he crosses midfield. Kirkus steps in on the pass, and Cade Kruer will pick it up. Cade now Good footwork at midfield just outside the bubble. Feeds it to the middle of the field, and now it's ahead by Kale. Collected by Velasquez. Velasquez gives it off to Westrom. Westrom sends it, and it'll be Morin to chase it down to the far side of the field. Nobody's going to challenge for the Rams. Now Morgan does, or Landry steps up, and Landry gets a toe on it. Landry to push, chased down by Morin. Morin with a shoulder to take him off the ball. And Cade Kruer to collect. Cade Kruer sends it ahead. Bobbio is there on the far sideline in front of the Ram bench. Jacobs gets it in the middle of the field. Jacobs at the top of the box. He'll take a crack. And Kaleva jumps on the ball before another shot can be taken as it deflected off of his gloves. Jacobs fully loading the rifle and unleashing from the top of the box for Frenchtown. Now Konzen sends it ahead for Jace Kruer. Leishman will come out, and Leishman will have the kick to the sidelines, and the Rams will have the throw in just from their bench. Jace Kruer receives the throw in on the far side. He'll have the volley, and this is going to be behind the net. Goal kick coming for Frenchtown. Moa will set it up on the far side of the inner keeper box. Here's Moa with the kick. Good boot to midfield. Cade Kruer steps in and sends it back into the box. Chased down on the far side by Gibbs. Gibbs will turn it against Jace. Jace Kruer picks it up. Jace Kruer now with some good footwork against Gibbs. Outside the box on the far side. He's got a runner on the backside. Sent to the box. Moa with the header outside. Walthall, the runner on the far side, and is kicked out of bounds. Loyola will have the throw in. Konzen will have the throw just off the box on the far sideline. Opposite end of the field of where I'm standing. Here's Konzen, a good throw deep into the box. Cade Kruer and Jace Kruer are there, and it gets between the legs of a couple of defenders, but Leishman picks it up. Here's the drop kick. Simpson with it at midfield. Sends it ahead. He's got Jacobs on the run. Kaleva will back in, and Jacobs will take the shot. Kaleva collects it. Great save on the foot by Kaleva. He couldn't get to the ground, so he stuck his foot out there and had the save. Drop kick to midfield. Moa will pick it up and send it back into Ram territory. Morgan with the header to the middle of the field, and Kaleva will come collect it in the box. Drop kick. Header by Westrom. Cade Kruer will send it. He's got Jace. Moa will get there first, though, and Moa will send it back into Ram territory. Collected by Bobbio, and a whiffed kick puts it in the possession of Jacobs. Jacobs tries to send it to Simpson, but Morgan is there. Jacobs with a shoulder. Morgan will go down, and there's a whistle, and Jacobs gets up and says, "What?" But he came in hot and heavy. And knocked down Morgan. So Ogilvie looking to take the kick. I think it's going to be Kirkus. And we're going to have the official, and they have stopped the time. And it looks like we're going to have somebody removed, so clock will stop. And they are asking Frenchtown administrators to remove somebody. And it looks like it's a Frenchtown spectator on the far end. And the discussion will be held on the sideline for the fan to be escorted out of the field. just waiting for that fan to be removed. Kaleva's coming up to midfield with a discussion to the official. And Kaleva's going to go to the sideline here for the Rams. And it looks like Kaleva's going to be subbed out and a new keeper will go in. Looks like Hunter Kovics will go into the goal for the Rams. And Kaleva a little bit gimpy on that far sideline. I don't think a yellow card was given to Kaleva. And I think they're still waiting for the individual to be removed. Notation in the book of the official. Kaleva stands at midfield waiting to be subbed in. So there might have been a yellow card given to Kaleva. Whenever you're given a yellow card, you are asked to be removed off of the field. And now the fan is exiting the field behind us. We go back into play. Kick to the near side. Jace Kruger will collect it. Jace with one on. And Palin. Palin with some good shoulder, and Palin will kick it out of bounds. A throw in will come. And they will allow Kaleva to come back in now, as well as another substitution. Waldhall is to come off. And it looks like Caleb Schrichty will be subbed in for the Rams. And they did not stop the clock during that interchange. So we are actually down to 27 minutes. Westrom clears it ahead. Palin down the near sideline. Palin deep into the flag on the near side. And it's kicked out of bounds. Short throw. Jacobs to pick it up. Jacobs now dribbles to the near top of the near box. And a corner will come up on the northeast flag. Palin giving chase as the ball went across the road. And it looks as though Mason Palin will take the kick. And I have the clock at the wrong time once again. Somehow it got stopped on us. Jace Kruger will receive the deflection. Kruger now to the near side, out of bounds at midfield, and Frenchtown will have the throw in on the near sideline. Quick throw. Bobbio to receive. Bobbio with the push, trying to send it, and Sant steps in. Throw in. Westrom with a flick into into Breaker territory, or Ram territory. Burns to take the throw at midfield. Looking for Cade Kruger, has him. Jace is in front of him. He's got Sant and a high chip. And it's out of bounds off of Zandy, and those clouds are covering up the sun, and the temperature has dropped with the sun behind the clouds. Here's a quick throw into the box. Cleared out by Velasquez. Morgan will collect. Morgan sends it to Burns. Burns will give it to Cade. Cade has his pass deflected by Bobbio, and now Morin is on the run. far sideline. Velasquez collects at midfield on the far sideline. Looking to turn it, and Schrichty out of bounds. Loyola with the throw-in. Waltall will have the throw, looking for Schrichty. Schrichty flicks it, and Velasquez will clear it back out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds on the far side. And I'll tell you what, folks, that's clouds, that sun behind the clouds, and it has gotten crispy cold out here. Trying to feed it to Burns, but Jacobs collects. Jacobs now sends it ahead. Ogilvie with a chest stall to keep it at midfield. And Jacobs will pick up the deflection. Now Jacobs on the run. Jacobs with nobody to beat. Jacobs to the near top of the box. Here comes Konzen, and Konzen will take him off the ball. No whistle. This will go over the end line, and Jacobs pleading his case, and the official says corner kick coming. So Palin will set up for the corner. And it's chilled out enough that when I speak, their breath comes out looking like a dragon breathing fire, or breathing steam. Here's Palin now. Frenchtown with a substitution. Whistle, and Palin with the volley. This one's going to be a deep volley into the box. Cade Crewer with the header. Jace will settle outside the box. Schrichty with a toe on it. Schrichty, and it's picked up by Frenchtown. Bobbio and Jace Crewer continue to duel. Frenchtown wins, and now at the feet of Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith gives it off to Zandy. Zandy on the near sideline. Sant steps in. Deflection, and this is going to go to the outside to Palin outside the box. Sends it into Kleinsmith, and we'll have Kleinsmith offsides. Here's Kaleva with the kick on the offside. Morgan with the stall off the neck. Sant feeds it ahead, and Westron comes up with it. Morgan, Simpson now for Frenchtown. Cade Crewer and Simpson go mano a mano. The turn, and now the run. And Kaleva will dive on the ball as Palin sends it across the front of the goal. Drop kick by Kaleva to midfield. Jace Crewer. And Jace will send it for Konzen. Velasquez is there. Konzen with a touch on it. Just outside the box. Turns to the outside. Velasquez and Konzen, and we'll get a whistle, and this is going to be a penalty kick. Oh, it's going to go against Konzen. Just a little bit more physical than this official likes. He's been heavy on the whistle tonight. So Moa to take it. Good boot. Kicks that just like his dad used to. I played with Lang back in high school in the 90s. Out of bounds. Loyola will have the throw in front of the Frenchtown bench on the far side. But Dominic Moa, a junior, he's got Camden Moa, his younger brother, a freshman on the Frenchtown squad as well. But Lang, he was a phenomenal soccer player for Big Sky and for Strikers in Missoula back in the 90s. Fed to Palin. Palin settles at the top of the box, now outside, and it's cleared to the sidelines, and Frenchtown will have the throw-in on the far side. Throw in on the far sideline. Chipped backwards. Here's Sant. Sant is taken off the ball by Zandy, and Zandy will push it. There's Ogilvie and Zandy going on the duel. Out of bounds. Palin with the throw into Simpson down the near sideline. Controlled by Frenchtown. It's Westrom. And booted out of bounds. Frenchtown will set up for the throw-in once again. Cade Kruer tries to clear it, but a deflection off of Jacobson. We get a whistle. And this will go against Loyola as Kirkus leaned just a little bit too much into Palin. Tied at 1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard inside the 18th minute. And Bobbio with the shot and the save by Kaleva. To midfield on the drop kick. Westrom will pick it up. Jacobs now down the middle of the field. And a save by Kaleva. So Frenchtown putting the pressure on. Drop kick goes to Burns at the middle of the field. Bobbio will collect it. Bobbio sends it in, and we'll have a flag as Simpson was offsides. So Loyola tightening down their defense. Good kick by Kirkus. Cones to the outside to Sant. Sant with one to beat. Chase down, and it's Moa, and Moa will clear it to the sideline, and Sant will let it roll. Very quickly to Burns. Burns to Coneson. Coneson with Moa on him. Coneson to Burns into the top of the box. Burns tries to dribble through 2 defenders and is taken down. Here's Cade Kruer, and he'll take the shot. Soft touch, and it's an easy save. Now Frenchtown pushes down the far sideline deep into Loyola territory. And those clouds are hiding the sun, and it has gotten icy out here. And this one's going to be a goal kick now for Kaleva. And they did stop the clock while they were waiting for the fan to be removed. Jace Kruer will send it ahead. He's got Coneson and Moa. Coneson to the top of the box. Moa tries to move him off, and Coneson will go down inside the box. No whistle, and Leishman will have the easy pickup on the save. Incidental between Moa and Coneson. This drop kick comes to the near sideline. Headed out of bounds by Palin. Header by Westrom. Cade Kruer will settle it, sends it ahead. Sand's got to chase it down, but Moa is there. Played to the outside. Palin, Burns is there to put a touch on it, but Palin controls. Sends to the middle of the field. There's Ogilvie. Ogilvie now crossing midfield with Burns. Burns with time and space now sends it ahead. Collected by Velasquez at the top of the box. Westrom now in the middle of the field looking to clear it, and he does into Ram territory. Right to left, chased down by Morin. Morin will bring it into the top of the box. Morin now takes a shot, and that one is across the lip of the goal. Goal kick coming. Medaya Morin, a 6-foot senior for these Broncs. And he's got soccer in his blood. His dad was my soccer coach my freshman and sophomore year at Big Sky. Kaleva with the goal kick. Westrom and Burns. Burns collecting, drops it back, and now Mercado Landry sends it for Jace Kruer down the far side. And it stays in bounds. Jace has one to the inside. He'll cut it to the inside. Now the pass, cones in, and Moa steps in and boots it clear to midfield. Simpson at midfield, goes wide to Jacobs. Jacobs at midfield, chips it, sends. Palin and Kaleva will collect it on the edge of the box on the bounce. Drop kick is high but shallow. Palin gets a thigh on it, sends it to the middle of the field. Jacobs tries to send it ahead, but a deflection and bodies fight for it. Jacobs chases it down, and Ogilvy with a punt out of bounds. Where, oh, where has the sun gone? And the ball, waiting for the ball to be retrieved from out of the fans on the far end of the field. Throw in. Deflected. Simpson is there at the top of the box, drops it back. Bobbio with some good footwork around a defender, feeds it, and Burns will take it away. Jacobs steps in, fed ahead anyways. Moa at midfield, and will send it back to Westrom, who will take it deep down the middle of the field. And Kaleva picks up the loose ball on the roll. Drop kick to the far side of the field. Bobbio with the stall. He'll try to send it. Deflection. Palin collects it on the near side. Sant and Palin duel. Palin gets Sant off the ball. And Kovic will step in. Cade Kruer to Jace. Jace crossing midfield. He's got cones in. Moa will collect the pass and send it to the far sideline. And out of bounds now. Loyola will throw in. In front of their own bench on the far side of the field. Jace Kruer receives it, and they're going to say it never came in bounds. So Frenchtown will now throw in. A chip. Kirkus at midfield. Deflection by Simpson. A step, and Jacobs gets it on the Frenchtown side of the field. Switching fields to the near side, and it's Zandy. Zandy will stall at midfield. Burns challenges. Morgan steps in. It's Simpson sending it ahead, and here's Sant. Sant once again with a touch. Burns trying to set it to the middle of the field, and we get a whistle. And this one's going to go against the Rams. I'm sorry, folks. I'm not seeing where this whistle is coming from. Moa to take it just inside Ram territory in the middle of the field. Here's the kick by Moa. He'll send it to the far side. Simpson has a toe on it to send it high in the air. Kirkus with a header. Burns collects it to stall. Burns now. And looking to switch fields to the near side has Sant. Sant with two on as Simpson will take him off of it for Frenchtown. Simpson slides and Sant gets a chance on it. Cones in and Westrom with the header. Sant with a header once again, and Burns on the run will push it ahead. Jace Kruer now. Jace around one defender. Jace into Bronx territory on the far side. Stops and comes across to the near side. And Westrom will touch it ahead to Palin. Palin around the defender and Morrigan. Ogilvy will come up, and Ogilvy touches it out of bounds. Frenchtown to throw in down in Ram territory on the near sideline. And Palin will sit down on the field and raise his hand. That will stop the clock. And Palin will jog off on the far side. That'll bring Kleinsmith back in for the Bronx. A very quick substitution. Frenchtown to throw in just over midfield on the near sideline, looking for Simpson. Just over 10 minutes left here in Frenchtown. Will we have enough light to finish it out as the sun is setting? Velasquez at midfield sends it wide to the near side to Zandy. Zandy back to the middle of the field, and Cade Kruer collects it. Moa is there with a good chest stall. To midfield, Kleinsmith with a header back into Frenchtown territory. Konzen, and Konzen will battle. It's the battle of the sixes as Konzen and Zandy will go. They say out of bounds off of Zandy. Konzen picks it up for the throw-in, 5 yards away from where we are. Here's the throw-in by Cones, and he's going to go deep into territory, and a header by Jace Kruer is wide of the goal. Tied at 1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Clock ticks away. Here's the kick by Moa. Moa with a boot. Cade Kruer with the header, and it's settled by Westrom for Frenchtown. To the outside, and near side to Zandy. Zandy keeps it inbound. And it's Kleinsmith and Sant. Westrom collects the loose ball, feeds it to the middle of the field to Jacobs. Jacobs now has it taken off by Ogilvie. Ogilvie and Jacobs will duel. Ogilvie to midfield, gives it off to Burns. Ogilvie's going to go ahead and run. He'll send it to Konzen. Moa goes down but gets a toe on it anyways, and it stalls out right there. Dominic Moa, and we get a whistle. And they're going to call Sant on another one. I'm sorry, folks. I am not seeing where these whistles are coming from either side. Moa, though, with a shoestring stop on the ball. He's going to switch fields to the far side of the field. Schrichty gets a head on it. Velasquez will play it back. And it's cleared to midfield. Konzen with a deflection. Here's Jace Kruer. Jace Kruer on the run. He's got to beat Moa. Jace Kruer with a shot. It's deflected and just wide of the goal off of Velasquez. And a corner will come from the near flag. Burns to take it. And we hit the 8-minute mark. Here's Burns. Volley. Jacobs gets up. Schrichty, deflection. Jace Kruer, time and space inside the box. Doesn't take the shot. Schrichty will rocket it off, and it's in the back of the net. That is what I love about the corners. And Schrichty will put the Rams up 2-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Off the corner kick. Lots of ball bouncing in the middle of the box, and then Schrichty just lays it off the bottom of the top post, the crossbar, and it lands inside the goal. Rams up 2-1. Frenchtown now pushing on the run. Cade Kruer deflects it back to the near side of the field. Moa and now Ogilvie. Ogilvie and Moa will boot the ball against each other a few times. And now Landry gets in on it. Schrichty to settle the ball. Feeds it to the middle of the field to Konzen. Konzen with time and space. Now defenders play up. Played through, and Sant cannot get to it before Leishman. Leishman picks it up on the roll. Here's the drop kick. To midfield. Simpson tries to get the header. Bobbio is there, and Ogilvie will send it to the sidelines. It'll be a Frenchtown throw-in, and substitution will come for Frenchtown. Kleinsmith off and Palin back on. And Palin will take the throw in, so he is cruising across the field. Nope, they're going to go ahead and let Bobbio take it. Sant tries to clear it upfield. Burns and Bobbio will duel. Bobbio will win. Trying to go to Simpson at the top. And this one is sent out to the out of bounds. This will be a throw in right off the flag on the near sideline, right on the northeast flag. Throw in across the box. Mercado Landry. Deflection, and they're going to say goal kick coming for the Rams. 6:24 left on the 5 Valley Auto Lock. Thank you, Mr. Richardson, for the correction on the name pronunciation. Here's Mo on the near side. Burns will pick it up at midfield. Burns to send it ahead. He's got Konzen. Konzen flicks it around Moa, and it's Jace Kruer. Jace Kruer, and we get some elbows. Sant goes down. Jace Kruer on the near side with one defender in Velasquez. Velasquez with a touch on it, and Velasquez will punt it out into the stands on the near side. 5:40 left now. Konzen will have the throw just up the field from us to the left. This one's deep into the box. Jace Kruer and Moa go up, but it's Moa who has the header. Palin clears it. Jacobs receives it in the middle of the field. And we've got a fan heckling one of the sideline ref here. Out of bounds, Frenchtown. Palin will throw it in very quickly to Jacobson, who takes it deep into the near flag. Plays it across the top of the box, and this one's over, and we'll have a corner coming for the Bronx, and it will be Palin to take it. Palin puts it on the end line side of the quarter ring, and this one's going to be deflected and out of bounds off of Bobbio. And a goal kick will come. Clock ticks away. Kaleva to set up. Here's the approach and short kick. Morgan stalls it. Palin is there to challenge, and Palin will win the duel against Morgan. Sets it to the top of the box. Simpson between his legs, and it's Cade Kruer to come up with it. Trying to switch fields, and Palin is everywhere. Bobbio now collects. Morgan to send it. Westrom with a high foot. Konzen clears it, and it's Bobbio and Velasquez. Now Jace Kruer. Jace Kruer's just got Moa to beat. Comes to the near side. Jace Kruer looking for some help. Comes down the near sideline with Westrom, and he'll send it down the near sideline. Konzen will race to the end line, and it'll go out of bounds. And we'll have a goal kick set up. Moa very quickly as the clock is ticking here. Moa to the middle of the field. Burns gets a body on it, and it's collected by Sant. Tries to give it to Burns. Jace Kruer gets a toe on it. Bobbio and Jace will come up with the win. Jace to the top of the box, and he's pushed down from behind, and they'll give Bobbio the whistle. Jace Kruer will take it about 6 yards outside the box. 4-man wall set for the Bronx. Here's the volley by Jace. Jace will have it deep off, and it's in the back of the net. Cade Kruer will be credited for the goal. Velasquez was there. Actually, no, it was Henry Gibbs. I think it was Gibbs with the touch into the back of the net, but that will be given to Cade Kruer. And the Rams now lead 3-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard as we approach the 2-minute mark. There's the whistle to start play. Konzen deflects Jacobs' pass. Gibbs tries to clear it. And the official with a whistle at midfield. And Bobbio will come off. That brings in number 2, Adam Kraus. And Bobbio with a gimp on the right leg. He's holding the knee on his right leg. We've got Missoula Bone and Joint out here. They are at all of our Missoula schools. The drop kick, I haven't seen that in a long time, and the whistle. Usually they place it with the team, but we're going to have a straight up drop kick between Westrom and Jace Kruer. And it'll be Westrom to control, drops it back to Moa. It's sent deep down the sideline, and Morgan will let it roll out inside the 2-minute stoppage time. Conzen to take the throw from his deep inside his own side of the field. Moa steps up and kicks it out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. Conzen will take the throw. Throw in into the box. Velasquez will let it go, and it's going to be a goal kick. Moa will set it up on the corner near side of the inner keeper box. Here's Moa. And Burns sends it back in to the box. Jace Kruer is there, stops at the top of the box. He'll take a shot. Velasquez steps in. Moa steps up and controls it. Moa pushes it. Jacobson down the near sideline as he crosses midfield. Time and space, sends it ahead to Palin. Palin tries to get it back in, and it's a save. By Kaleva. And they're going to call offsides, actually. So this will be brought back. And the Rams will have the kick. Conzen to take it. And it's cold out here. Palin is cramping up. That might have been why he went out originally. Conzen, good kick. Jace Kruer lets it slip through. Velasquez around Jace. Velasquez at midfield. Switches to the far side of the field. Header by Kraus. Sends it out of bounds, and Frenchtown will have the throw in front of their own bench. We should be close to a whistle here. Throw in coming for Frenchtown further down the far sideline. Conzen steps in. Outside now. Conzen continues to duel against Morin. Out of bounds, and Frenchtown will throw in front of their own bench on the far side of the field. Quick throw in. Conzen, and there is the game whistle. Rams get the win 3-1 over the Bronx to finish out their regular season. Just a few seconds here to allow the calculation of our post-game stats, since we didn't get you halftime stats. So, Rams get the win 3-1. Conzen would have the goal early on in the 17th minute to get the Rams on the board. Schrichty at the 71st minute, and Cade Kruer in the 77th. It would be Jacobs in the 31st minute for the Bronx, their only goal. 11 total shots by the Bronx, 7 of them on target for 63% accuracy. 5 saves, 6 fouls, 4 corners, and 6 offsides for Frenchtown. The Rams, 7 shots on goal, 7 total shots, 5 on target for a 71% accuracy rate. 7 saves, 9 fouls, 5 corners, and 2 offsides. So that will do it for MPSN coverage of prep soccer. We will be in Eureka tomorrow night, folks, for the Rams and the Lions. We'll talk to you tomorrow night from Eureka, Montana. Stay warm, stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports. MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness. Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.